So YouTube just added an update that will never let you see a negative comment ever again. In your YouTube studio, everybody has a community tab that allows you to read comments across all your videos. And I noticed this the other day, which is a search feature. And it says it's an experiment, so it might not have rolled out to everybody yet, but it actually is an AI feature where you can actually describe the type of comment you're looking for. You can actually filter the comments by what you want to see. So for example, YouTube has a few prompts for you. So examples of what you can find: general compliments, excitement, and enthusiasm. And there are sensitive topics, so you can actually filter your comments by people shitting on you. So hurtful remarks or profanity. So obviously we got to try this, right? So let's start off with general compliments and see what types of comments that we get. You also have a few other YouTube comment filters over here, like if I haven't responded to the comment, the type of content that I want to see the comment in, and obviously it is for your own video. So one of the comments that popped up is, "That's nice. Awesome." Another comment pops up that says, "Bless." I mean, this is what YouTube's AI system considers general compliments, and in a way they are. But I just think it's kind of funny that you can kind of like create an echo chamber now and just only read the nice comments. Like this person saying, "Thank you. You, sir, are a good man. Appreciate that, Microsoft Clippy." Here's another person saying, "Thank you kindly." Here's another person saying, "This is good." So yeah, if you want to, now you can go ahead and make it so you will literally never see a negative comment ever again. And honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, in one way, obviously, like mental health wise, it'll be great for you to just, read comments saying nice things about you or the video that you made, right? But on the other hand, you're never really going to be able to improve as a creator if you don't look at some of the negative feedback and criticism that you get. I'm not talking about you making a YouTube video and then somebody says in the comments, "I hope you get freaking killed by Frieza." Obviously, that's not going to help you improve the video at all. But if they do say something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'll be honest, like your pacing in this video was kind of crappy. Like you gotta pick it up. Like this shouldn't have been a half an hour video." Yeah, it might hurt you at the beginning when you hear something like that, but again, that is actually going to be more of a general improvement to your content, right? And obviously, it is somebody's opinion. I'm actually someone who reads pretty much every single comment I get, and I try my best to reply to a lot of comments too, because I just want to, have that interaction with the community. And honestly, with the audience that we built over here, I honestly think that we all have a really good audience of people who are really smart. And I'm honestly very lucky to have you guys as subscribers and viewers. However, I honestly think that the type of viewers and commenters that you get in your video and live streams is actually completely dependent on you, but we'll get into that later. So for general compliments, it was basically people saying things like nice, cool, awesome. And obviously if I change the response status to comments that I've responded to, then there will be some that I've hearted and that some that I've actually given a proper response to. For example, this person over here always leaves positive comments. Shout out to them. But yeah, let's try the next one. So let's go ahead and try excitement and enthusiasm. So let's see what we get over here. And again, remember that this is an AI search prompt for the types of comments that you will see. So you can realistically type in anything that you want, obviously, other than if you typed in like, I don't know, some sort of inappropriate word or something like that, then YouTube probably wouldn't let you do it. Here's excitement, enthusiasm from somebody named Amy who watches the video. Shout out to them. And they said, "Yes, finally, woohoo, that's awesome." Here's somebody saying that they've hyped the video and someone else saying they've hyped the video. So shout out to all of these people. So yeah, you can basically just filter it with literally whatever you want. So like I said, there are a few issues that I have with that, but it's just yet another way for YouTube to make their whole AI systems and their whole AI updates on everything that you do on the platform. But I feel like this might give YouTubers the ability to have delusions of grandeur that everybody loves their videos and that everybody is really happy with the type of content that they're producing. So let's start getting into a little bit more of the negative, right? So we'll start off with just using some of the prompts that they have, and then we'll go into maybe some of our own stuff. But like hurtful remarks. Let's see if we have some hurtful remarks over here. Maybe someone saying that I'm a boring piece of shit, my videos suck. I mean, that's kind of true, so I can't even argue with that one anyways. But here's one. So they said, "They are sick of you." And honestly, I don't think this is a hurtful remark. This was actually on a YouTube post where I was talking about a YouTube channel that YouTube had banned, reinstated, banned, and reinstated again. And I was getting some of my videos demonetized for talking about it, right? And so that's just a classic thing with YouTube where they punish the person talking about a channel that violates their guidelines, but they don't actually punish the channel themselves. But yeah, I mean, YouTube's I got this wrong. I wouldn't consider that a hurtful remark. Here's another one. Well, if they're going to insult us for criticizing, I'm sure they won't mind if we insult them back. If they get butthurt about it, good. Again, not really a hurtful remark, especially not towards me. So once again, YouTube's AI got it wrong. Start backlashing people. Here's another one that is, quote, a hurtful remark from YouTube's AI. I mean, this is crazy. This hurt more than help. Not really a hurtful remark. But again, this just kind of goes down to your community, though. Like I said, we just have a really good community. Everyone's just really cool. And like I said, this is really just dependent on the YouTuber themselves. I imagine there are some YouTubers out there where if they were to search this by hurtful remarks, oh my God, the types of comments they would get would be insane. So here's the first one that's like, kind of like in the realm of being hurtful, even though it's really not. Did not ask annoying, it's bad. And that was a reply to a post I made called YouTube Automatic Dubbing has expanded worldwide. So again, it's not even really towards me. They're basically saying that they don't give a crap about YouTube's automatic dubbing and they think it's annoying and bad. Here's one from Apple fighting against App Store age verification. Obviously, this one has become outdated, unfortunately, but at the time, Apple CEO Tim Cook was actually trying to make it so Apple wouldn't have to participate in App Store age verification. But anyways, heartbreaking, the worst person you know just made a great point. But again, they're not talking about me, they're talking about Apple. So again, not hurtful remarks at all. And here's the first one where it's like kind of hurtful. This one really got some tears out of me a little bit, right? And you guys will notice that I never respond to the hate comments anyways. One, like I said, because you guys are awesome. This community is so chill. I rarely even get any. And two, why the hell would you give a hater attention that they want, right? And this person just propped up with this prompt. That's why we're going to talk about it. But anyways, this is a response to the post of me talking about the fact that the top 100 most subscribed YouTubers in 2010 were mostly real people. Like, as you can see over here, there was a list over here. These were the top 100 most subscribed YouTubers in 2010. And in red is marked by real people and black was marked by companies or organizations. But now it's pretty much flipped on its head where only like 10 people are real YouTubers and the rest are companies. But anyways, this person just says, you sound jealous, because I pointed out that YouTube isn't really full of actual YouTubers anymore and companies now. That means that I'm jealous. So there's always going to be idiots like this who will leave comments to rage bait you. But this kind of goes back to a bigger problem that I've talked about in other YouTube videos before. But the reason why a lot of people have toxic comment sections is people will get in their feelings, get like really mad, and then reply to this guy saying, fuck you, whatever, I'm not jealous, whatever, so it's like those types of things where, let's say you have a bunch of positive comments, right? Like, for example, with me, I don't deserve my subscribers or viewers, but I have a bunch of viewers who always leave a bunch of positive comments, right? Let's say I ignore every single positive comment and I only reply to the negative ones. What is that going to tell my audience? Okay, if I want Deep Humor's attention, I have to insult him. So that is going to turn people who are actual supporters of mine into pseudo haters, where they're going to be like, I do like Deep Humor, but I want his attention. I want him to reply to me. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he's jealous. So it's such a self-destructive thing to do on YouTube, where a lot of people actually end up cultivating, whether inadvertently or advertently, a toxic community by constantly replying to haters and negative people. So that's why I said near the beginning of the video that I actually believe that a YouTuber has the ability to kind of cultivate and mold their comment section by replying to people who are actually positive and supportive towards the video, or maybe they have some genuine criticism that wasn't meant to be an insult or whatever. So I think that filtering your comments and making it so you only see nice comments and stuff like that, I mean, I get why people would want to do that in like a mental health aspect, but to be honest, to be a content creator, you should be able to have some thick skin. There are going to be people who hate you for no reason. I mean, you guys just saw, I made a post about YouTube not being full of real YouTubers anymore, and somebody said I sound jealous, you know what I mean? So like, why would you waste time replying to somebody like that? So I kind of just wanted to use this person as an example. So now we're getting into some higher upvoted stuff. Like, for example, how I was talking about Schlepp was getting, some threats on his life from Roblox players because of Roblox rolling out age verification. A lot of people blamed him for it. So this person was criticizing the people who were criticizing Schlepp. And again, this is listed as a hurtful remark. But again, I wouldn't consider it that way, especially because I would imagine the prompt is talking about hurtful remarks towards me. So this one is going ahead and making fun of PayPal for trying to shut down Megalag's honey influencer scam investigation that he was doing, and I believe is still currently doing. But yeah, so really, these aren't really super accurate, but you don't really have any sort of expectation from AI. Usually these types of AI prompts aren't super accurate anyways. But we have one more here, like a default prompt, and we're going to go ahead and put profanity over here. And again, I don't suspect any of this really to be towards me. I think it's just going to be people who are angry about a certain video topic or a situation or whatever, or sometimes when some people are happy. So for example, this is talking about how like an age verification law led to Reddit suing and being like, no, we're not going to go ahead and do age verification. Obviously, it didn't really age too well, but here's somebody who was happy about it saying it's about fucking time. We got a long way to get through this shit, right? Or this person talking about Spain, joining countries banning social media. They just said, oh, fuck, There's a lot of the fucks here as well, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, it's kind of just like a weird change that YouTube has made, but most of the changes that YouTube makes in terms of AI are weird. But, I wanted to talk about something real quick in terms of the types of comment sections that you can cultivate. So I'll give you guys an example of someone who, if they did this exact same experiment in their YouTube comment section, I believe would yield very, very different results, especially especially in that hurtful remarks category, which would be Ninja, right? So the problem with people like Ninja is I don't think Ninja's necessarily a bad guy. I don't think that he's like some sort of awful human being, but he does do the classic mistake that I was talking about where you will see people who are actually leaving so many positive comments on Ninja's Twitch streams or YouTube videos or whatever, right? And he won't actually reply to any of them, right? Very rarely will I see him actually reply to somebody giving him a compliment on YouTube, right? Good play, or I really enjoy your videos, or I've been watching for a while, you really inspire me. Completely ignore them, right? But if somebody, for example, he's been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals over the last year or so. But yeah, there would be times where, he wouldn't make the best play in the game or something like that. And then somebody in his stream comments would say, wow, that was a really bad play. And then he would go ahead and reply to them and say, oh, fuck you, whatever, I'm this rank and you're this rank, whatever, like pipe down, right? And so it's one of those things where it's just like, dude, why do people always do this? This is something that I might make a full length video on too, but I'd never really understood why people give the commenters that type of ammunition to be able to affect you like that. I get it, right? Reading a hate comment is not nice, right? I'm not over here saying that you have to smile ear to ear from somebody telling you that you suck and they hope you die. However, if the idea is to build a positive community, then you should actually ignore the people who are hating on you and actually just reply to the people who are being positive. That's how your commenters are going to understand that, oh, okay, so Ninja wants a positive community here. If he and Tim the Tapman and all these other people are constantly only replying to people who are being negative, then it just goes to show that even your real supporters are going to be like, you know what? I mean, I guess this is the only way to get his attention, right? A little bit off topic there, but I just kind of wanted to throw that in. But anyways, so YouTube's AI search experiment is going to be a way for you to filter your comments. While I'm doing this outro over here, I'll just type in a few prompts over here, like hate comments, and see if we can get any people slewing me or something like that. Let's just see kind of how accurate this is. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Have you guys actually gotten this type of update before? Wow, none of these are hate comments. I mean, I just think it's kind of funny. They marked this as a hate comment by saying liked, hyped, and now commented. Now let's remove these scumbags. Yeah, this just doesn't work. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.